Hey guys, welcome back. All right. So what we're going to do today is we are going to do a Divine Counterpart Twin Flame check-in. However, if you're here watching this for whatever reason, I implore you to stick around just in case any of the energies do resonate with you for whatever reason, even if you don't consider yourself to be a divine in a divine counterpart connection, or a twin flame connection. Okay. Beautiful. So I just wanted to sort of I had some time today and I wanted to really, I wanted to see what's going on with both counterparts individually today. So yesterday's video, we really focused on seeing what was happening within the connection. But today I want to really sort of hone in on what's going on for both counterparts. And they're telling me to start with the Divine Masculine today. Now, the reason why I wanted to sort of do it like this is because I got some really weird messages in my daily reading this morning that I couldn't really decipher. So hopefully it'll come through here. I'm going to be using the White Newman, a Sacred Animal Tarot. Looks like it does. If you guys are interested in booking a personal reading with me, you can do so by heading to the link which is in the description to my website. Follow me on Instagram for daily updates, daily messages, daily picker cards, things like that. And I do share a lot more Divine Counterpart Twin Flame updates and things like that. So yeah, don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you're not already. And let's begin. So for the Divine Masculines, okay, so we've got the Sun, Five of Swords, and the Eight of Cups. This is telling me that they are absolutely, at this point in time, enlightened to their toxic ways, or the way that it's really the energy I'm getting from this, the way that they've dealt with things in the past. Or the way that they would usually deal with things. And because they've been awakened to that, they're receptive to it, so which is why they've been awakened to it. Because of that, they are definitely, sorry, I'm just trying to get to my position. They're ready to let that go. They're ready to walk away from that. Two of Swords. Two of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles. I'm also getting too that they're aware of where they've been taken advantage of themselves, where they haven't been allowing themselves to shine, where they haven't been giving themselves a fair go. The White Newman here. Okay, we'll have to look that up because this is a card individual to this deck and I've only used this a handful of times. King of Swords on the bottom of the deck and the Fool. So it's like they're on the precipice of a new beginning. And I feel like they're in the logistics stage. So they're really trying to sort of, because they're aware of them, you know, the way in which they haven't given themselves a fair go. I think as well, this gives me the impression that they're really seeing their Divine Feminine shine, or they're just getting an inkling that their Divine Feminine is shining. And this is not happening on a conscious level. So, but it is more directed to the self. So they're like, okay, I've awakened to the fact that I've been selling myself short and I haven't been investing in myself the way that I should have been. And I've been, you know, purposely to like my higher gifts, my skills, my dreams, my desires when it comes to purpose or when it comes to career, things like that. And they're ready to let that go. They realize that they've been the source of their own discomfort and disharmony too. So let's have a look at the White Newman card here. Maybe it's at the end. Yeah, okay. Creation, starting point, divine inspiration. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And the imagery on this card, we've got a bull, which gives me Taurus vibes. Same here, okay? So it looks like the same type of bull. And this tells me about abundance. This gives me the energy of like abundance. It says God's father runs free across the virgin earth's plains in apparent weightlessness, just like the bison in ancient cave paintings. It traverses the world, making sure that all of creation is in order. Oh, that's the description of like what is going on here in this card. Above him, dimensions open and the power of the sun glows between his horns. The bronze stars and bird guide him as the morning breaks. The white Newman symbolizes creation through action, the perfect and divinely inspired path resulting from movement and momentum. Act, innovate, and make the world anew. So that is absolutely backing up what I was saying about how they're realizing that they haven't sort of been betting on themselves, and they haven't they've been taking advantage of the skills that they naturally have, or the desires they have, or the visions and goals that they have, by not sort of doing anything about them. So they're no longer in that space. They're really in that space of like, okay, well, I know that before, even though I was like, it's almost like, okay, Spirit's giving me they were half asleep to their goals. And it was just Eight of Swords too much. Like they were stuck in their own limiting thought patterns, limiting beliefs. And I feel like this is really time, like they are feeling like it's time for them to take a leap of faith on themselves, or take a chance on themselves. Four of Wands. So they were stuck because of like stability, right? Like, stability. But I feel like they're realizing that, like, yes, they might be stable, say if they stick with their job that's not fulfilling them, even though it's bringing in good money to keep them alive. They're not in a position where that's sort of called for, in a sense of like, it's sort of like the fear of not being stable kept them in this like lowballing range. For example, a lot of the masculines in this group, they don't have children, they don't have debts, they don't have, the only thing they have are like desires and goals. And the mindset of them needing to stay stable, like that mindset is like, I would understand if like they had a family, or they had children that they needed to support, or, you know, loans, and, they've got to pay for this and got to pay for that. The stability that they are like, feel like they're scared of losing, or they're like really worried and anxious about losing. One, they're not going to lose stability. They can support themselves, and they know that they can support themselves, even by betting on themselves and doing something different. They don't have, I feel like there's a lot of pressure. There's been a lot of pressure on them to remain stable and responsible, but they don't even have many responsibilities that would, I guess, enforce that belief. And Spirit's telling me right now, this is from what they witnessed growing up, the way in which their parents or primary caregiver went about life. But the difference is when what they were witnessing was a parent trying to survive, or a family trying to survive, and having all these debts and mortgages and loans and school stuff and kids and blah, blah, blah. Whereas they're not in that position. This group of masculines, they're not in that position, so they don't need to act that way. And they're realizing, they're finally understanding, wait, I'm carrying on as if I've got like all of these debts. I don't have anything but dreams. Nothing but dreams. So we've got Page of Swords and Six of Pentacles. They're ready to, wow, okay, so they're ready to give to something. They're acting with curiosity, and they're like, okay, where can I put my coins? These spare coins. Do I use these spare coins that I have? Because they absolutely do have spare coins, this group of masculines. Do I use those, what do I use those spare coins on? They're ready to sort of invest that somewhere for themselves. King of Cups, they're like, okay, what do I want? Because I've got what I need and I can still have what I need. I can still support myself. I still got what I need, but I do have room to give myself what I want to. So what do I want? And I feel like this is where they're at today. They're really sort of like, okay, what do I want next? Where am I going next? Where am I putting my resources next? Because they have resources to use to gain more, to dream more and bigger, to dream bigger. All they have is dreams. So they have the resources to act upon the dreams, and they're like, wait, why am I not doing it? It's because of this fear or this ingrained way of doing things that doesn't apply to my situation. It's not relevant to me. It might have been relevant for my mum. It might have been relevant for my parents. It might be relevant for my brother and sister or my auntie and uncle, but it's not relevant to me because I'm not living that life. I'm not living life that way. So this is what the masculines are realizing today. Let's pop these back and get some oracle cards just to see how that's supporting that. They're realizing how they've kept themselves stuck. But as well, like if your masculine comes to you with this, like, oh my God, I can't believe, like, why am I acting like that? Don't, like, encourage them to not be hard on themselves because they didn't know. They were just going off what they knew. Now they know. All right, let's get a card for the masculines. The Swan. Transformation, trusting the psychic gifts. So I feel like they're definitely trusting their intuition here because their intuition is guiding them to this. Their intuition is telling them, is giving them this awakening, is telling them what's really going on here. Yeah, look at this. Perception and the Queen, which talks about woman, fertility, feminine power, sexuality, and friendships. So it's like their perception of abundance. Their perception of abundance is different. They're like seeing themselves as abundant. They're like, wait, why am I not? Like, yeah, oh, beautiful. This is really great. So they're really forgiving themselves for not seeing things sooner or not acting sooner. And they're forgiving themselves for operating this way up until this point. But I really feel like they're seeing, their perception has changed. They're seeing things for what they really are. They're seeing things a lot differently. They're really ready to, look at this partnership. They're ready to partner up not only with the Divine Feminine, but it's landing right under the Queen. So I feel like the Divine Feminine is really leading the way here. So this connection that they have with their Divine Feminine is really energetically guiding them towards this awakening, towards this realization, and allowing them to see things from a different perspective. It's like their nervous system. And this is stuff that's like generational stuff. So whatever state that the mother was in when the masculine was gestating and, you know, growing up, that is like embedded in the DNA. So that's like, this has been the Divine Masculine's set point. And now they're like, oh wait, this doesn't apply to me. I understand. Like they're like, okay, well, I need to be real with myself. Like why? It's almost like, you know, why am I worried about this when I've got this? It's like they realize that they're reasoning with themselves. They're reasoning with themselves here, and they're able to see reason. Let's get one last card for the Divine Masculines. Ooh. Yep, creative action and optimism. Beautiful. So they're seeing that there's opportunity here for them. They're like, you know what, where can I put my resources? Where should I put my resources? Where do I want to put my resources? Because I do have resources to invest. So they're looking to invest their resources in their next project or something that's really for them, something creative, something that brings them a sense of optimism. The deck is just like sitting like this. We've got death and rebirth, birth and rebirth. Absolutely beautiful. All right, let's see what's going on with the Divine Feminines today. Really love to see it. Oh, sister's FaceTiming me. Okay. Thank you, Divine Creator. What's happening with the Divine Feminines today? We've just got Strength card just flipped over as I was putting the cards back. Isn't it beautiful? We've got the tiger there. The tiger is like, I always see the tiger. I got that quite a few times today. Not this deck though, a different deck, which is really interesting. So let's, oh, okay. The Devil. Strength and the Devil. Isn't that interesting? So the Strength card is the only card that can tame the devil in this deck. I think it is, yeah. Well, not in this deck, in the tarot. I've heard that said multiple times. Strength is the only thing that can overcome the devil, which is the fear. It's the fear of control. What is this about for the Divine Feminines today? Two of Pentacles, King of Cups. Okay, so the Divine Feminines are, they're naturally resilient at this time. So whatever fears or insecurities come up at this time, what is this fear or insecurity? They're worried about balancing something, or they're worried about the changes and adjustments that are happening. They're worried about them being able to adapt to these changes and adjustments. They're moving into new territory as well. So this is like unknown territory. They're strong and they're confident, but they're, what is this devil? I just saw the Queen of Swords. Oh, White Newman again. So it seems like they're both on the, like both counterparts are on the path to success. We've got the King of Pentacles here. Yeah, so it definitely seems like the Divine Feminines are on like a crusade of stability. So there's a lot of stability that's being talked about today. Projects are already underway for the Divine Feminine, and things they're worried about. I don't know if they're worried. What I was saying with the Queen of Swords, clarifying the devil, was there is a little bit of like self-doubt, or maybe they're just wondering, like, am I going to be able to do this? And that's just that voice of criticism, that critic, that inner critic. I don't see it becoming a problem. I do see it going through the Divine Feminine's minds, like, you know, am I in over my head type thing. I definitely feel like Divine Feminines have got a lot going on right now. A few different projects, a few different things happening, but they're absolutely going to be able to handle this because it's for them. And they've made this choice. And whatever doesn't work, they've learned, the Divine Feminines have learned how to successfully, they've learned how to remove things if it's too much. Say, sorry, I've overcommitted, blah, blah, blah. Clarify the Two of Pentacles here. Yeah, so that devil was definitely just like that inner critic sort of coming out. Clarify the Two of Pentacles. Okay, Queen of Wands. Yeah, so creative projects. Yeah, this is about like the balancing of creative projects, balancing of things that the Divine Feminine is currently working on right now. I do see that. I do see them doing this successfully. But I think today they're sort of just wondering, like, okay, how am I managing my time? How do I manage my time? Things like that. And I feel like it's definitely something that's going to be like, once you get into the swing of things, it's really going to be fun. Clarify the King of Cups here. What's the King of Cups got to do with anything here? I definitely feel like you're emotionally balanced at this point in time, which is really helping you get things underway, Divine Feminine. The Knight of Swords. Yeah, okay. So you're able to attack, and in a good way, you're able to attack these things that you've got going on head on. And you're able to, because you're really balanced at this time, it's like you have this groundedness about you emotionally, that because of that, the way that you naturally possess fortitude, strength, resilience, as well as like your work ethic and discipline. Yeah, you worry that you're not disciplined enough. That's really interesting. Or you worry if you're disciplined enough. It's not worried that you're not, you worry if. You wonder if, because you've never done this before. You never embarked on this journey before. And you're aware that there's a lot going on. You feel like you want to be able to handle it. It's not like the heat's getting to you or anything, but you're worried. You wonder if the heat will get to you. Absolutely not. You're very balanced at this time. This is the perfect time for you to be doing these things and to just be going for it completely, because there is success for you here. Okay, let's get some oracle cards for you, Divine Feminine. One at a time, please. Say one at a time, and then throw the whole deck at me. Messages do we have for the Divine Feminine about what's going on for them today? This actually makes a lot of sense to the messages that I was receiving this morning. So this is really sort of solidifying that for me. I feel better about that now. Okay, so we've got deception, wisdom, the owl, and accepting help from another, delegating authority. So this is like, you know how to do this for yourself, and you know how to do this for those around you. So if there's anyone that you can delegate, absolutely do. I'm not getting anything about deception. If anything, self-deception. If any doubt comes in, that self-doubt, that could be seen as self-deception. But really, you are wise enough to, like, you have that wisdom. You have that wisdom. There are others around you that will gladly help you with any load that you've got, or just, you know, emotional support. I feel like you know now how to accept help from others and how to ask for help. Yeah, look at this partnership. You've got some great people around you, Divine Feminine. This is not going to be a problem. Everyone's going to be really supportive about this too. Whatever this is for you, whatever projects you've got going. I've just started studying and I've got another project in the works, and I do this, and I've got my cleaning job. So this is absolutely a lot. We've got wealth. Yeah, so you are creating long-term wealth. Absolutely, you are creating long-term wealth. The communication card has come out a few times. Nourishment, abundance, asking and receiving. So you are receiving the wealth that you've been asking for, Divine Feminine, and it's because you've been receptive to all of the opportunities and the lessons that have surrounded you and have come into your life up until this point. It's like, this is what you wanted, it's here, and you are absolutely able to handle it. Let's get one more card. Beautiful. Two more. Perception and the Grail Knight. So we've got, so your perception around things that, so it says romance, illusion, seeking the sacred. I really feel like with these two cards, this card here is talking about illusion. So any illusions or any fears or doubts that come in, they are just illusions, but I feel like you definitely have this wisdom and that perception to see things. You're absolutely able to see things from a higher level. This is why this will work out, because it's the perfect time for this too. Wow. What have we got on the bottom of the deck? The Novice, yeah. So you know that, like, yes, these are things that are new to you. You're starting out. You're absolutely new skill without practice. Beginner, innocence. This is, there's nothing to be afraid of. I feel like this group of Divine Feminines are are people who usually stick to what they know in regards to what they're good at. And you spend years and years and years honing that, and that's absolutely beautiful. But it's come to a point, wow, this is a huge eye-opener for me. Your life, it's come to a point now where it's time for you to acquire new skills, do some new things, multiple things, if you will. Things that interest you, things that you want to do, because the things that you have built, created, perfected, and practiced up until this point in your life, they're at the max level that they can be at this point in time. So it's time for you to do something else. Doesn't mean you leave that. It just means you just shift your focus on doing something else. It's like, okay, they're giving me, while the pan soaks, right? You wash the rest of the dishes, and then you wash the pan last because it has soaked. So you can sit there and you can scrub and scrub and scrub, or shine and perfect the pan as much as you want, but sometimes you need to just let it sit there for a bit and go and do something else, refine something else. So now it's time for you to refine new skills. That's absolutely what you're doing. You're honing and refining new skills. And there is so much abundance, absolutely so much abundance to be had with these things that are going to then allow you, right? The wealth and abundance that you receive from these new things you're doing are going to be able to allow you to then pick back up what you have been working on for so long. It's going to give you the finances to do it. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. Don't forget to purchase a reading with me. Link is in the description box. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.